Hello, good evening, and welcome to an edition of ESC Fan TV. Now, do you know what? We would call this bite-sized, but quite frankly, I think this is beyond bite-sized. I think this is super-sized this evening. We have a super-sized panel ready to give their favourite ever Eurovision songs to you guys, because let's face it, when the chips are down and out, let's have a Euro party, and we're going to make it a massive celebration this evening, and we want you all to join in as well. So get yourself onto the chat room, get chatting away to those Eurovision friends you've got there, old and new. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button whilst you're there as well. Also, don't forget, whilst you're there, find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, find us on Insta. We are everywhere. Tonight is all about having fun and basically enjoying ourselves and celebrating the fantastic thing that we call Eurovision. Right, first things first, let's meet the panel. First of all, a very good evening to my co-host. He's the man with the green screen. It is Stu.
Hey, Tom.
Great to see you. I'm okay. Any hints as to your favourite Eurovision tunes this evening?
Well, I consider myself quite a diverse kind of a guy, Tom. So I'm pretty certain that no one will guess my favourite two Eurovision entries of all time. You'll have to wait and see, Tom.
Do you know what, mate? We say that. I just guarantee that you can't pronounce your favourite. I've already seen it. I'm not going to lie.
It's a given, Tom. I put 10 quid on it.
Hey! Also joining us, it's our lovely golden couple. Good evening to Phil and Michelle.
Hello.
Fantastic to see you on the show this evening. Looking forward to some of your favourite Eurovision tunes. And I'm sure Michelle will be telling Phil he's wrong all evening as the favourites come rolling out. Also joining us, it's the wonderful Sean. Good evening, Sean.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're all okay, all bearing up. I'm going to need a bit of a stiff one to get through tonight, and then I'm going to have a drink. Hey!
I'm already on the wine, and I'll drink to that. Right.
Not what I've heard.
Also joining us, Tristan. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Hi there.
Great to see you now. I've already seen your favourites. They're going to be quite interesting. Looking forward to some of them.
Great.
It's going to be a good disco, I think. Nice disco track going on in there, I reckon. Looking forward to it. Also joining us, Nicholas. Good evening, Nicholas.
Good evening. Got my hand sanitizer, so we have a safe evening, you know.
Hey, and you know what? I washed my hands before I came on because you're supposed to keep your hands clean and stuff. So it's all good. Right. Also joining us as the conveyor belt of panelists continues rolling in, it's the lovely Joe. Good evening, Joe.
Hello, my lovely. How are you?
I'm very well. And do you know what? I'm just looking forward to having a Euro party, and I think this is what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm definitely stuck in the 80s with mine. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, bit like Lake Malawi.
Exactly.
Also joining us, we have the lovely Alina. Good evening, Alina.
Hello, hello.
Lovely to see you. Any hints as to your favourite tunes this evening for our Euro party?
You have to wait and see.
Oh, giving nothing away at all. Oh, and someone who I will have to say, and this is no hint at all to his favourites, totally and utterly shocked the whole ESC Fan TV crowd by not picking it. It's the writer of the Let Me Be The One blog who hasn't picked it as a favourite tune. Good evening to Martin.
Hello, everyone. Well, no, it's not actually, it never really makes it into any sort of ESC top 250 that I ever make up because I do it different every year. And it's never made it so far, but hey, what can I say? And of course, the real reason Eurovision's not going on this year is because Stuart put £10 on every single act, and the bookie said, no, we're going to cancel it all. So it's his.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. And also joining us, and I mean, I've not seen a cuddly toy float past the kind of screen yet, Stu, so I'm assuming, are we almost at the end?
Well, there's something in green on the top right there, Tom, that you've missed out.
Oh,
he said he was He said he was wearing something bright. I didn't realize he was coming in camouflage.
Camouflaging in the set. It's the wonderful Elliot. Good evening, Elliot.
Hello. Yeah. Little hint. This is what I wore to Eurovision last year, and there's some of my favorite lyrics from my favorite song are on the t-shirt underneath. So there's my little hint.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I last wore this at Eurovision last year, and it doesn't fit as well. So I think I've gained weight in the last 10 months. Whoops. Wasn't the plan.
Never mind. Who cares? When life gives you lemons, time to eat chocolate and wine and drink some wine. Hey.
What Elliot's not telling you is underneath there, it's he bought a t-shirt when he went to Belarus. It says, "I love Belarus."
Right. As always, and I said this at the start, but if you've just joined us, chuck your favourite songs in here as well. Okay, we would love to hear what your favourite Eurovision songs are of all time. We've got tons and tons of clips and things to play you. Hopefully, you're going to have a bit of a boogie and a bit of a laugh with us this evening. And do you know what? There's one song I think, Stu, we'll get out the way first of all, because there's going to be one song people are going to expect at least every single person will probably expect it to be someone's favourite song somewhere. It's hit the Eurovision Top 50, Top 1 every single year, I think, since the year it was released. But unfortunately, it hasn't made the favourites this evening. What song am I talking about, Stu?
I have no clue. What are you talking about? And give me a bit of time to find it.
Oh, I was giving you time. I was talking it up.
I've got a bloody clue what you're going on about, Tom. What are we finding?
Fuego, the song that's set off of mass load of bops. Apparently, it must be Fuego because everything sounds like Fuego.
The one song that's hit the top 1 of the ESC Top 50 every year since the year it came out. Guys, what song am I talking about?
Is it Loreen?
It is Loreen.
Shall we listen?
Let's take a listen.
Good. Now I know what it is. I found it.
Oh, what a boogie, getting the party started straight away. Alina, do you have fond memories of this song?
Oh, yes. My best friend was crying the last time we saw it, and I had the best time.
Hey, amazing. And Elliot, I mean, what are your memories of this song?
I just remember hearing it. I think obviously 2012 was the year I didn't do anything leading up to the contest because I was in A-levels or something. I just remember hearing it and going, okay, that's different. And then when it won by such a landslide, which I didn't see coming, I was like, okay. And then obviously it's just set such a bar for Eurovision ever since. Like that song revolutionized the contest that we know of now.
It has. And Phil and Michelle, golden couple, what do you reckon to Loreen's Euphoria?
Well, me and Phil practice the dance a lot because we like a bit of interpretive dance, but Phil has trouble lifting me up. I don't know why. He needs to work on his upper arms. Well, this was the year that my mate got a brand new massive telly and she went, oh, come round to mine and watch it. She's not invited us round since.
To be fair, though,
this
is a fantastic song. And it just goes to show that if you do the sort of bland stuff that everybody else does, you're not going to go anywhere. And this really stood out because it was so different.
We love it.
Stood out so much. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we love it. I agree with Phil.
Hey. And the final person I'm going to come to with Loreen's Euphoria, I'm going to go to Sean. Sean, you love a good bop. Come on, there must be some awesome Euro Club memories to Euphoria.
Oh, definitely. One I remember is that you've got to dance to this song wherever you hear it. And I remember just dancing in TK Maxx, just because it was on the TK Maxx radio. And I'm there in the shoe aisle, just boogieing along to Euphoria. You should have seen the looks I were getting. But yeah, an amazing song, an amazing club track, and a huge amount of points at the time. 372 or something was there? I don't know. But yeah, brilliant song. Love it.
Amazing. Now, guys, I think it's about time we started looking at some of your favourite tracks. Now, we're talking about club tracks. I'm going to Tristan. We're going to maybe somewhere in the Baltic. Tristan, do you want to give us a few hints as to your rather modern club track favourite tune?
Okay, well, this person has been to Eurovision twice, once as a singer and once as a songwriter. And her father is from Burkina Faso. Does that give any hints?
So, guys, do you want to take a guess? Those guys that are panellists that are live, do you want to take a guess? Baltic state, club track. There once as a writer, once as a singer. Any guesses?
Oh, is it?
Aminata.
Hey! Aminata, Love Injected. Stu, hit the play button. Tristan, why does this hit your criteria of favourite Eurovision song ever?
It's
one of
the two. It really just makes me happy. It had an effect on me that no other song has had. I mean, actually, in the stadium when I saw it on it was actually when I saw it I saw it in the jury semi-final, and I got so excited that just say I got more excited in a way that I would not normally get outside of the bed.
Now I'm frightened. Can we end the show now?
It just did something to me. It gave me a huge rush. Let's just say a huge bodily rush, and it's just fantastic. It's just something in that music that just excited me, and it was just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And also, what was great was, although it wasn't televised, but obviously the screens. I was carrying a big Latvian flag, and the cameras were right on me. And this is in the jury one, so it wasn't. Everyone saw it on the screens and saw me just like with my face in complete ecstasy. It was great, absolutely great, and it was great to have everyone come up to me saying, "Oh, I just saw you on the screen afterwards." So that's fantastic. It's just lovely.
Do you know what? I have no words to say to that. I'm going to go to Nicholas. Aminata is. What do you think of Aminata's song?
I think at the moment I still have a picture in my head. I'm trying to.
Oh, Nicholas, we seem to have lost your sound, or I've lost your sound. And give him 2 seconds. Stuart, have you managed to recompose yourself yet?
Just about, yeah. Yeah, calm. Thanks for that, Tristan. I'm trying to fucking sleep tonight.
Well, it was called Love Injected, and now we know why. So...
No, I think the trouble is, I think that song forever now is going to remind me of Love Extracted.
Oh. Nicholas, do you want to continue with what you were saying?
Oh dear.
No, we don't seem to have you again, Nicholas. We'll sort it out. We'll come back to you. Sean.
Yeah. So this song, it was so powerful, and it means quite a lot to me as well, because it was my first ever Eurovision that I attended in 2015 in Vienna. And I just remember it being so powerful. And it did so well coming in. Was it 6th, something like that, 5th, 6th? Brilliant song. Absolutely loved it. Fond memories of Vienna. Yeah.
Hey, that's always good. Now, I think we'll move on, and where I want to go to next is perhaps to something else that was, I think, and Elliot's not even on the screen. Well, we'll get Elliot on the screen. That's my fault for not actually signalling where I wanted to go next. Elliot.
Hi.
I believe you are dressed for the occasion for this particular song.
I
Maybe
am.
from one particular island. Do you want to give people a few more hints?
This artist, the artist won a national final, but the song was internally selected. It was the first internal selection ever for that nation, and she was one of the youngest artists from last year.
Right, guys, any ideas?
Oh! No, because it's a camouflage. It's Chameleon.
Yay! Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Elliot rocking in with the song Chameleon. Stuart? Elliot, why is that your favourite song?
Just something about it just makes me smile. Like, you know, having followed X Factor Malta last year, Michaela was known as this ballad singer. It's all she was going to do was a ballad. And then she came out with this out of nowhere that just took everyone by surprise. And like, even the stage show, it was so cleverly done. And, you know, it's got great lyrics as well about like self-empowerment and whatnot. And, you know, it's even got the little dance, and it's such a happy, fun, feel-good pop song. And I think that's what I love about it. It just puts a smile on my face, and I just love it.
Hey, Annalena, are you smiling with Chameleon?
Yes, I am. It's a beautiful song.
Hey. Now, guys, we need to kind of speed up. I've just seen the time, 15 minutes. We've only done 2 songs. I think this may be a little bit crucial to speeding up. So I'm going to fly across from the kind of 2000s. We're going to go back in time. We're going to tick it back all the way back to the 1970s. And I'm off to Phil and Michelle. Can you give us a few hints?
Well, this one is a joint favourite of ours.
Yes. In fact, all of the songs that we've chosen are by singers who represented the country twice. And this person has represented the United Kingdom twice.
Yes. I wish he was my granddad.
It's.
Oh.
Do you want to tell you who he is?
Yeah, come on.
It's Sir Clifford of Richard.
Power to all our friends.
Power to all our friends. Never a truer word spoken. Do you know what, Stuart? Let's hear it.
Power to the boys who played rock and roll, made my life so sweet. And to the girls I knew before, and those I've yet to meet. Power to all our friends, to the music that never ends, to the people we want to be.
Okay, guys, why is that one of your favourite songs?
Well, I think one thing you noticed in that clip is Cliff did the original banging knees together dance that's being ripped off by the Russians this year. Little Big have got nothing. First.
Yeah, I think it's just an absolute tune. It is power to all our friends. It's like we should all just love one another and all come together. It's a banging tune that it builds up, and it's absolutely, it's just brilliant.
It's just about appreciating life.
Yeah.
It's a good uplifting song.
Yeah.
About appreciating life, what you have.
Yeah.
You know.
The small things from the bees to the bigger things like wine. I mean, he's got everything. It's a bit, there's something there for everyone.
Hey.
Yeah. Chin chin.
And Joe, Cliff Richard, was he robbed? Should he have robbed?
Of course he was. He was robbed in the year of my birth, 1968, and he was also robbed again with Power. I think he should have won both times. Although saying that, of course, I do love the winner in 1973 as well. So, but yeah, it's fab. Cliff is fab.
Now, just want to say a massive hello to people in the chat room. Guys, on the conveyor belt of panelists, can we just give the chat room a big wave? Hey! So Layla says the 2019 contest is quality. John Boy has a favourite Eurovision song. It's Tute Recone. I can't even pronounce it, but it was Anne-Marie David in 1973 as the favourite winner. Lee Fern says that Spain 2012 Quadrite Comingo is a favourite. Stay tuned, Lee. I think you might find that one coming up very well. Amit says, do we have any Turkish songs that we love? Oh, do you know what? Anyone on the panel? Tristan, I can see you nodding. Any Turkish songs for you that are quite a favourite with you?
I really liked. Oh god, it's the one that sounds very much like George Michael's face at the start, from 1993. It will come to you. Is it Sednem? It's not Sednem Paco. Is it? I'm not sure now. I can't remember, but
I love that one. We'll come back to you. And Nicholas, any favourite Turkish songs there?
Yes, hopefully you can hear me now.
Yes.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, I would say that Every Way That I Came is still one of my personal favorite winners. I mean, growing up with Eurovision in the more newer times, this is one of the songs that I remember a lot from like growing up with Eurovision. So I'd say that's up there. And Menka from 2010, another really fantastic song. Wish Turkey was still in Eurovision.
Yeah, and you know what? It would be lovely actually next year when we all have this massive Euro party that we get Turkey back into the fold. It would be lovely. We'd love to see them there.
And Andorra, some of the small nations as well.
Oh yes, absolutely. It also, I'm looking at the conveyor belt of panelists that are chatting away in the private chat room as well. Alina has said Hadisi Dum Tek Tek. It's also come from Martin as well. Sean, you've got a favourite Turkey song? Take yourself off mute, my lovely.
Sorry. Yeah, Dum Tek Tek. Love it. Yeah, that.
Hey.
Bye.
Elliot is saying Sertab, but do you know what? None of you have mentioned, and it's my favourite contest. 1997 Denali. Just me doing the dancing. Right, okay, we'll move on. I know when I need to move on. Joe, it's the late 80s. It's also the favourite tune. I mean, I'm giving some hints for everyone now. It's the favourite tune of one OJ UK president as well. Do you want to give any more hints as to your song?
Yes, the name of the group is A Famous Painter, and the country is literally they hosted a couple of years ago in 2018. So that's where the country's from. So of course that's Portugal.
Hey, it is Portugal. Does anyone know the name of the song, guys, without looking in the private chat? You're all looking blankly at me. It's Conquistador.
No.
Oh. DJ, play that song. Okay, Joe, why is this one of your favourite tracks?
Oh, do you know what? It was an earworm. Back in 1989, it really was. It's a long story, but 89 was the year that the only year I've never watched Eurovision actual live when it's been streamed. There was a lot of complications in my life at that time, but I just remember having it on the, just literally having it on tape, playing it back, and it just stuck in my head as an earworm, and I've loved it ever since.
Hey, and you know what? Fantastic song. Martin, do you have any memories of the 1989 contest?
No, not really. A lot of the 1980s and 90s sort of seem to have gone from my head, I'm afraid. Sort of more of a 70s and 21st century sort of guy, I'm afraid.
Well, you are a 21st century guy, so shall we stay with the 21st century? Because Loreen may have won in 2012, but do you want to give some hints as to your favourite song from that year?
Yes, yeah. Well, it's lady with an incredible voice. Unfortunately, probably would have been up for winning most other years, but you could probably say that a lot from about some of the songs from 2012 and from 2009 when Alexander Rybak was winning. But yeah, incredible live performance, probably better than the studio. Lady from Spain, and it's Spanish language. You can't go too far wrong with a brilliant singer with a Spanish power ballad.
Hey, so guys, come on, there's 4 of you sat there: Sean, Phil, Michelle, Nicholas, Joe.
I know
Do
it.
you have any idea what song that Martin is talking about?
Probably the song that was mentioned not long ago, maybe.
Oh, it's Lee. It's what Lee Fern mentioned in the chat room. It's quite
That's
a
what I just said.
Domingo. Right. DJ, play that song. Oh, what a cracking voice. And Martin, I asked you about the 1989 contest. You said you had no memories. Let's ask you about the 2012 contest.
Well, I mean, obviously was the year of Loreen, so anybody else was never going to do any very well. I mean, the Russian grannies didn't do too badly, but Spain for me, as long as if they send a female artist with a power ballad, they're almost guaranteed a top 10. I mean, they could probably do that year after year if they want to do pretty well. Just do that combination. You got that with Pastora, you had that with Ruth Lorenzo. Why don't they do it more often? Because if they get it right, they've got a guaranteed top 10. And the Spanish fans, we all know, are complete mad people. They'd love it. They go mad if they get in the top 10 again. So there you go. I know that I've seen that Blas Canto's been offered the gig again for next year. Fair enough. He's got a great voice. You never know. He might do the business, but I suspect that 2022 they'll have to send a female, singer, power ballad. Brilliant.
This is true. And speaking of females, I think we should go over to Alina. 2012 contest. Any memories there for you?
The
year of Loreen.
The year of Loreen. Wow. Not really. I'm just stuck by Loreen. It's the year of Loreen.
Starstruck.
Yeah.
Starstruck in Euphoria. Now, Alina, I'm going to stay with you. Now, you've picked out 2 favourite tracks. We're going to go with one of them now. But the thing I like is that there's a clear distinction. So we've got your favourite solo singer, but we've also got your favourite duo. Do you want to give some hints as to your favourite duo?
My favourite duo. Okay. They're Scandinavian. They have an amazing song, obviously, and I saw them live this year, like one of them.
Hey, and guys sitting there on the panel, any ideas who we are talking about? In the chat room, any ideas who we are talking about? If I gave, I'm going to give an extra hint to Alina's song. Terry Wogan always said that there was something dangerous about 2 old guys and a guitar.
Yeah, that's the Olsen brothers, isn't it?
The Olsen brothers, year 2000, Fly on the Wings of Love. Nicholas is already beaming from ear to ear. It was the first time Denmark had won the contest since, what was it, Nicholas? 1963, maybe?
1963, yes.
Hey, so they had Dan, I can't even pronounce it. What was the winner in 1963?
Danse
Visa. There we go. See, I can repeat it. I just can't pronounce it on my own. But, guys, let's take a listen to Fly on the Wings of Love.
Cause that's just one more thing I'd like to add. She's the greatest love I've ever had. Fly Fly, baby, fly. Reaching the stars above. Touching the sky.
Right. Nicholas has got the Danish player. Nicholas, how old were you when Denmark won this contest in 2000?
Oh, I would have been. I'm looking over at Mia because she's better at remembering those age things than me. I was 3, 2, 3.
It was 2000 we're talking about.
2000, and I'm from 1997. People can figure it out themselves.
Hey, 3.
But yeah, it was. I don't think I watched it. I most likely did not watch it, but I think it was the reason why I was even introduced to Eurovision in the first place. Because in 2001, obviously, with the buzz being like everyone's talking about Eurovision, and I loved music as a child, still do obviously. My mom was just like, "Yeah, let's sit him down and watch this show. It might be interesting for him." So I will say it's probably their reason why I'm into Eurovision today, and it's a fantastic song, probably the best of our winners. I'm so happy we got that win, especially because it was so like unexpected. No one really thought we could do it, so I think that just adds to the amazement of the song.
Yeah. Now, someone else who's first, I don't know, would it have been a first contest? I'm looking at Elliot and I'm thinking to myself, how old would Elliot have been in 2000?
I would have been 7.
7. Were you over to the bright side?
No, it was a few more years before then, but I do remember hearing this because I'm really weird. My first inkling of this song was like a dubstep remix of it, which the British media put through MTV a lot. So that's what I heard first, and then I heard this one like later on. But this one's really cute. I love it. It just puts a smile on my face, and I was dancing like a loon then. So 20 years later, still makes me smile. And I know all the words. That says something about its power as a song.
And Phil and Michelle, any memories of 2000?
No, I took a lot of drugs around then. I can't remember anything.
Do you know what?
I love it. Go on. You know that I love an old man. And 2 old men with guitars. That's ideal for me. I bloody love it.
Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. I have to say 2000 one of my favourite contests ever. Nikki French, Don't Play That Song Again. Linda Wagenmarkers, No Goodbyes, was for the Netherlands. Even Envie de Vivre for Belgium, which I actually tried to learn all the words to, which, to be honest, given the fact it only got 2 votes, I think was more of a mistake on my part. Absolutely adore the 2000 contest. Now, Sean, if we go back 1 year, if we just slide back a year, one of your favourite songs, maybe also from a Scandinavian country. Do you want to give us any more hints?
So this won the year before, and it's got a brilliant ABBA vibe to the song.
Hey, sadly, with no conductor dressed up as Napoleon, but certainly winning her Waterloo, Charlotte Nielsen, Take Me to Your Heaven. Someone hide Tristan. GJ, let's play.
Take me to your heaven. Hold on to a dream. Take me to your heaven. When my nights are cold and lonely.
So, Sean, why is this one of your favourites?
It's just such a well-written song. It just gets you up and makes you want to dance. It was just, I thought it was a phenomenal song. Like I say, I love the ABBA vibe to it. And last year I went to Melfest for the first time, and she was one of the interval acts in the final with. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you absolutely fine.
All right. Load of noise in the background there. So yeah, with Donne International, she was one of the interval acts, and I thought, she's going to sing it. She came out, and she sung half of the song before Donne International came out. I thought, no, I want you to sing the whole song. I want you to perform it live. But never mind. But I absolutely love it. One of my favourite Eurovision song, ever.
Now, of course, this contest was momentous for different reasons. Martin, what was the momentous thing that we lost in the 1999 contest? I'm going to give you a clue.
The orchestra.
Hey!
Yes, it was the orchestra, wasn't it? Because it was it starting the year before? I can't remember. But yes, so well, it couldn't happen now, really. I suppose you'd have a totally different contest, and it was obvious with people like Gina G. You know, tried to link it up with the orchestra, it didn't work. So I think it's a nice idea, and I'm sure if Maastricht had been involved this year, we'd have probably had Andre Roux with his great big orchestra involved somehow. But I don't really miss it, but I know that a lot of fans do. Yeah.
Do you know what? Sometimes I miss the orchestra. I wonder what they would make actually of some of the songs that we've got. I'll tell you the one I really missed the orchestra for actually was a couple of years afterwards. I'm just going to ramble. And people will know this is one of my favourite songs. Is Energy from Slovenia, when they have the big orchestral kind of thing on the piano and stuff that goes along. Absolutely amazing. A live orchestra would have loved that. Oh, it's Stu's popped up on the screen. Hi, Stu.
Hello.
Hello.
I was hiding in the shadows, Tom. It's where I tend to sit.
You mean to say you've been listening to everything?
Of course.
Hey.
I've been pressing the buttons, Tom.
Love it.
As always.
DJ, play that song. Nicholas, we're going to come to you. We're going to hover around the early 2000s. Do you want to give some hints as to your song?
Yeah, so I from what you're saying, I'm guessing we're picking the older of the songs.
Early 2000s.
Yes, thank you. Yes. So, I mean, I just mentioned that 2001 was the first time I saw it. The first time I really proper got into it was probably in 2003, which was a shame because in 2003, Denmark was not participating. So, I mean, I had to pick another Nordic country to root for. And when I saw the preview show and they were like, so the first one, I believe it was the first one to go on stage, is this song, I was like, that's the one I'm rooting for. And now I'm 23 and I still love it.
Hey, now, guys, on the panel, I'm looking at Sean looks perplexed. Joe's looking curious. Martin's also looking curious. Stu's trying to find
I'm drunk. I'm sorry.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Right, guys, have a guess. Where do you think we're off to?
I don't know, but I have a feeling we could have.
I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Oh, sure.
More clues.
Is there a connection to a daddy? Because I think there could be.
There could be. There could be.
And Sean loves a daddy.
Sean,
look at him over there. Look at him over there trying to ignore me. Don't ignore me, Sean.
Sean, do you want to guess the country? If we're linking it to a daddy.
Scandinavia as well.
Oh, he's gone. Well,
gone.
We were referring it to Iceland.
He's disappeared. He turned his camera off.
Oh, we were referring to Iceland. 2003. Nicholas opened his heart to Iceland. First on the stage in 2003. Let's take a listen.
Until it's too late, what you have to say. Open your heart, show me the pain. It don't matter who you are. Tell me your dreams, your hopes and your fears. Just open your beating heart to me.
Oh, Nicholas, do you feel the memories flooding back?
Yes, definitely. I just just everything from just like the way that she sings the song to the message to the way it's staged. It's just 2003 is really one of my favorite countries when it comes to like Eurovision nostalgia, and this song is just like this special one, the one that always pops in my head whenever I think about my like early Eurovision days.
I was a big fan of this as well. They opened the show in 2001. Was it 2000? No, it wasn't 2001, was it? 2003, yeah. And as probably the year I took the most interest in Iceland ever, actually. I can't imagine why.
Neither can I, definitely not.
Is it because you had £10 on it to win?
No.
Well, I tried.
Did all right, though, didn't it? Finished 6th or something like that.
Hey.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is Stuart pretending he's straight again?
Now,
apparently I'm straight and a lesser fan, Sean, all in one day.
Amazing.
Now, obviously 2003, great year for Turkey. Emma in the chat room's gone every way that I can with a little heart. Not so good if you were from the United Kingdom. We cried baby all night long. It was not good. But someone who's picked a song from what I think could be described as a UK heyday as their second favourite track is Sean. Any clues?
Yes, hi. Oh, this was performed by an Australian. It was a massive global hit. It was #1 in the UK charts, and it even reached #12 in the US Billboard Hot 100.
Oh my goodness! That sounds massive.
And we finished 8th place with this song.
Rob.
I've just realised if you put 8th, I did the track wrong because I put 7th down when I did the track.
Oh shit! Have I got it wrong?
No, do you know what I think? I think it was on countback. Actually, we lost a point. Now you've said that. Sean.
Oh, okay.
I think that's my fault, not yours entirely. Anyone want to hazard a guess?
Oops.
Hey. Just a little bit.
Gee, I don't know.
Hey, DJ, take it away.
Just a little bit more. Just a little bit, you know what I'm looking for. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit, I give you love you can't ignore.
Oh. And Sean, why is this one of your favourites?
Again, it's just one of those epic Eurovision songs that as soon as you hear the first opening couple of bars, you know, that's it, drink down on the dance floor, away we go. No matter where you are, even if you're in Morrison's, whatever, that's what you do. And I love it. And it was never going to win because she performed in the dreaded 2nd position on the night as well. So never mind. But it was totally undeserved that she finished 8th. 77 points, gutted, but brilliant song.
I know, and everyone thought we were going to win that year as well. I always remember, and even now, when it plays, people go, "Oh, this is the song we won Eurovision with," and I'm like, "No, we didn't. We didn't win."
That's because it's the only song that's ever been current that we've sent to Eurovision. It was '1, and in the UK, and we've never done that. We've never sent a hit song to Eurovision since the 60s, 70s, and so on. You know, in the 80s, it went pear-shaped, and this was as near to perfection as the UK could have sent, and it still didn't win.
Now, Stu, I think you are the only person I haven't taken a favourite from yet. We've gone around the entire panel. We've taken at least one favourite from the panel each so far. So, Stu, give us some clues. You can even choose which one of your favourites you pick as well. You can give us
because I'm pressing the buttons.
Because you're pressing the buttons, yeah. Mate,
okay, so I'm going to start with the song from the year where I watched my first ever Eurovision, because I remember I was a young boy and it was a really cold, wet May evening, and I remember my mum sat me down in front of the television and said, "Let's watch Eurovision," and it was that moment that I was completely hooked on Eurovision forever, and I have not missed a Eurovision since.
Be honest.
No, yeah. I haven't missed the. I have actually. That's a lie. I have. I missed one. I was in Thailand by accident. But anyway, so this is the year that I kind of got into Eurovision. Don't look at me like that, Sean. It was an accident. I wasn't supposed to be there.
You don't just wake up in Thailand. Oh, what happened there?
They did in The Hangover. Anyway, let's move over. Let's move on. Not move over. Anyway, 1993 was the first ever year I watched Eurovision. And the point being here is that the UK were robbed. We were given no points by Malta, #twats. And they gave all their points to Ireland. They gave nothing for the UK. Nothing for the UK. And this should have won Eurovision. Fuck Knife Camera. What a tune. What a tune. So I'm joking, Neve Kavanagh. We love you, and we loved you again in 2010 or whatever year you went for it for the second time. No, seriously though, that should have won Eurovision. I was gutted, Tom.
Do you know what? I remember that as well, because I remember Terry Wogan going, I know, are they going to give it to the UK by a point? And the answer
didn't get anything.
No.
Malta gave us nothing. I love the Maltese. I love the Maltese entries, but they robbed us that year. What was going on?
I know.
Before the days of televote.
Let's face it, even when we had Katrina and the Waves, how many points did Malta give us that year, Stu? Do you know?
Can't remember, Tom. You're going to tell me.
1.
There you go.
1.
What's all that about?
That year. I know. Tristan, I'm going to go to you. Were the UK robbed in 1993?
I love the song, but it was such a good year. I don't think they were robbed. I think Bosnia was fantastic that year. Is it Bosnia? It was. Or am I getting confused with '94? I'm not sure, but no. I mean, it was definitely a good song, but I wouldn't have it in my top 3.
Hey, now obviously there's one person that hasn't done a favourite song yet. It's going to have to be me. So, guys, you're going to have to try and guess this. Let's be honest, it's a typical Tom song. So this should actually narrow the field down by about 50%. We did.
Is it a boy band?
No, we did MGP this year. It's a Norwegian song. It's my all-time favourite, and it's from the 1980s. And this is my favourite song of all time. Any guesses?
Does it involve a hot pink sequin jacket?
It may possibly do.
Black long skirt flowing and black top. Yeah, ladies, middle 80s, something like that.
Yeah, middle 80s.
Yeah.
People in the chat room have just given up. They're just like, oh my goodness, what is it?
Oh dear.
Alina, any ideas there?
If I'm wrong, oh no, is it Bobby Socks?
Bobby Socks! Yeah! I even have the single at home, which is a miracle considering I was 2 at the time. Words cannot describe how fantastic I find this song. But before I wax lyrical about it, let's take a listen. Oh, amazing. And you know what I loved even more was when I went to is it Eurovision's Greatest Hits at the Hammersmith Apollo for Eurovision's 60th anniversary, and they were there as well, performing absolutely amazing. Loved every single second absolutely brilliant. And yes, one of my all-time favourite songs for that. Just catchy, bouncy, feel good. Oh, Nicholas, I saw you dancing to it as well. Is this a favourite for you?
Yes, I mean, what a way to end the bad streak that Norway had back in those days. This is so much fun, and it's the kind of song that just makes you party and makes you dance. And it doesn't matter, how old this song is. This song will always be fun. This will always be something that people of any age can enjoy. And I think it's really one of those like Eurovision winners that really just like stands up today as well.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. And Elliot, do you reckon this would have brought you into the contest if you were?
I mean, it's happy, cheerful, and camp. Of course, it would have. Like, it's definitely like one of those songs, similar to like Charlotte Pirelli, that as soon as any Eurovision fan hears it, whether we're at the bar or they go running onto the dance floor and sing along, and it has that timeless quality about it. It's amazing.
Hey. Now, do you know what? I think I might actually stick with what I think are songs that I think send you running onto the dance floor. Songs with a very catchy intro. And you may all be sitting there, all 5 of you now, going, my song's got a catchy intro. I don't know. Nicholas, maybe give us some hints.
Oh, is it my turn again?
It is you.
Well, I think I'm not gonna say too much. I think I'm just gonna kind of like slightly lift up my t-shirt here, and I think
higher. There you go.
Yeah, and I think that says it all.
We are talking about the absolutely wonderful Polly Geneva, "If Love Was a Crime." Oh, Stu, play that song.
If love was a crime, and then we would wear miracles. How you broke the ground. They will never break us down. Oh, I need to look up. I need to look up. Oh, I need to look up. They will never break us down. Oh, I need to look up. I need to look up. Oh, I need.
Oh, Nicholas, why does this sit in your top 2?
Oh, it does, because this is just like, first of all, it's probably my favorite of like a returning artist ever. But it's just, for me, like 2016, around that time was when I really started to proper get into Eurovision again after having a few years where I wasn't really following it. I was so hyped for this, ever since she hosted Junior Eurovision in 2015. I became a massive fan of Polly Geneva, and I was so excited to see what was she going to bring. It was the last song to get released. I was like, is it gonna channel my like top 10? Is it gonna be in there? The song comes out, listen to it 3 times, and I'm just like, yeah, this is my number 1. This song is amazing. I think had it been in Eurovision today, it would have done just as well. I think it's going to be one of those like just fun, timeless songs that we can enjoy in many years' time. But her outfit, I'm still not too sure about. Those LED outfit, not too sure about it still, but it is what it is.
Hey. And you know what? When people say fun and timeless, I always think of the ESC Fan TV golden couple, Phil and Michelle.
All right. Yeah, it's all right.
Hey. Now, guys, you've got another favourite, maybe from a more recent era that you wish to share.
Now, this is Phil. I have to admit, this is all mine because I was going to pick a nice ballad. I almost chose No Blue de Pinto de Blue.
You do talk bollocks.
But I heard Andy Brooks sing it in October and I went off it a bit. So, sorry, Andy. I'm kidding. No, I personally love a bonkers Eurovision song, and picking another band that's represented the country twice, and the country is Moldova. So I don't know if anyone wants to have a guess at that.
But do you like it because you're so lucky? Because you've got
you spoilt it now. Yes.
Do you know what?
It is. It's so lucky by Zdub. You can say that.
You know what? DJ, just play that song.
Lashes, Ray-Ban glasses. I move with this in my convertible breeze. Martini, whiskey on the rocks. Live on the car, my body never stops.
Oh, amazing. And have you two ever been tempted to do the hairdo and stuff as well?
Every weekend.
Well, I was hoping Michelle would like learn how to play a trumpet and ride a unicycle at the same time.
It's time yet. The time yet. Never say never.
I mean, what is not to love about a bonkers Eurovision song? It's why we all love the contest. It's why we were looking forward to Little Big. Why we were looking forward to why we were looking forward to Iceland, Daddy. You know, Eurovision wouldn't be Eurovision without songs like this.
This is true. And Elliot, bit of Moldova. Was this tickle your fancy?
Hell yeah, it's amazing. I remember this 2011 was the year I really got into Eurovision. I've not missed a single semi-final or final since. And I'll never forget being sat at my grandparents' house, watching this with my mum and my grandparents, who are Welsh Jehovah's Witnesses, and this coming on. My mum and I loving it, those two just looking a bit confused, bless them. It was so funny. And then I would always like the hook of that with like the woman on the unicycle and that really catchy trumpet hook. Amazing.
See, I have to say, when it comes to Moldova, the one thing I just wish I'd ever found out what happened was, is it Grandma on the drum? Moldova, is it Moldova 2005?
That was them as well, yeah. That was the same.
An amazing song.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Right, guys, we need to move on. So let's have a look. Who shall we pick next? I'm just looking around. Let's hover around. We've done one big winner because she doesn't feature in anyone's top two. Sad times. Loreen. Watch us again on catch up. I'm sorry, she didn't feature. ESC Radio, take the hint. Now, Elena, you have a fantastic soloist in your top two. Give us some clues.
Okay, clues. It's a man and he doesn't age, like at all. He has violin, and now you should know.
Right, guys, come on. Any guesses at all?
Could it be one with some very big eyebrows?
Actually, no, I've never noticed.
Right, is it right?
I've never noticed the eyebrows before.
Oh, it's the only thing I noticed.
Well, that's what you notice, Nicholas, out of anything.
That is brilliant. Martin?
He does know how to write a song, of course. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he does know how to
And
write well.
I mean, those eyebrows definitely belong in a fairy tale.
Oh, right, guys. Elliot, do you know what? I'm going to let you introduce this song just because you look so enthralled by everyone's cliche comments.
Can we just confirm it's not his returning song? Otherwise, I'm walking out that door behind me.
No, it's not the returning.
It's not.
Thank God. Well, in that case, it's a Eurovision 2009 winner, the iconic Alexander Rybak with Fairytale.
Hey, hit it.
I'm in love with a fairy tale, even though it hurts. 'Cause I don't care if I lose my mind, I'm already cursed.
Oh, damn it, Nicholas. I'm never going to look at that person the same way again. Did anyone else just look at it and was just like, oh my God, look at those eyebrows? Alina, now your favourite song has been Never Made the Same Again by the Eyebrows.
I know.
Why is it your favourite song?
Maybe partially because I had a crush on him. Partially. But it has so many good memories and it makes me instant happy and it's the total package for me.
Hey. And Sean, you've got a comment about Fairytale.
Oh, Elaine, I'm really sorry, but I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. Oh, I don't know if it's a song. I don't know if it's him because his performance, he just came across so smug and like, yeah, I've got this in the bag. And that little head wobble that he does and his unibrow that could give Bert from Sesame Street a run for its money. I mean, oh, no, I can't stand it. Every time I hear it, I want to, sorry.
Oh, well, sorry. You know what?
I know it's an amazing, I know. Sorry.
I quite liked him. I thought he was brilliant that year. And it was really nice to see him back on stage as well, because he came back on. I mean, been back on that Eurovision stage, I think, more times than possibly any other artist. I think he's even given Lisa Sear a run for her money in terms of how many times she came back to Eurovision. Joe, what's your memories of 2009 and the wonderful Alexander Rybak?
I love this song. Yeah, I remember very well. I remember the whole runaway winner. It was always going to win right from the start. And one comment, I remember sort of going to London a couple of weeks later, and there were people singing Fairytale walking behind me, and they were young kids, and literally there was a lot of them. It wasn't just a small group; it was a large group. It was teenagers. So it just hit home that, you know, everyone loved him, and I really do think that he gave Eurovision a wide audience, because, you know, it just stuck in everyone's head. Loved it.
Yeah, it was a fairy tale ending for Alexander Rybak in 2009. Now, guys, you may be looking at who we're going to next. I'm just gonna Tristan, let's go over to you. Give us some hints on your final favourite song.
Okay, well, technically the genre is synth pop. It's very, very ahead of its time as far as Eurovision is concerned. They've remixed songs by Depeche Mode and Pet Shop Boys. Any ideas,
guys? Any ideas? Do you know what? I feel it fair to give a hint here, that, you know, Elliot and Alina. I think it's fair to say it's before you were born.
Fair enough.
In other words, Sean and Joe are more likely to get this one. Any ideas?
What was the clue?
I'm 26.
Well, synth pop. That kind of gives it away. But let's just say they would have become last, and actually wanted to come last, were it not for the fact that Portugal gave them 10 points. So I think they came 17th in the end. No?
You know what? They can't get it, Tristan. I think we're just going to wait and go, DJ, play that song.
Les frontières sont ouvertes, que déclarer si ce soir c'est la fête. Les vedettes sont inquiètes, elles se maquillent, fument une cigarette avant d'aller sur la sellette. Eurovision, Eurovision. Sont inquiètes, elles se maquillent, fument une cigarette avant d'aller sur la sellette. Eurovision.
Oh, Alina,
brilliant.
did you have? I'll come to you in a moment, Tristan. Alina, did you have any idea that it was a Belgian song?
No.
Oh.
I'm a bad Belgian. I'm sorry.
Oh, and Tristan, why does this sit in your favourites?
Well, I was. It was the first. I was only 8 years old. I was going on 9, and it was the first time my mum and dad let me stay up for the part, because normally I'd have to go to bed after the songs. But we were at a friend's house who happened to be Belgian, and so no one knew what the songs were. And the guy who sings the song actually looks a bit like this Belgian guy. He had a beard, so I'm always assumed that Belgians always had beards after them. I loved it, and I just loved how different it was, and I loved the fact it was quite jokey. But it's a serious song, even though they wanted to come last. It is a seriously good song, and it's probably on my Spotify list the song that I've played more than any other song ever. It's probably in the triple figures, definitely.
And was the beard any inspiration, by the way, Tristan?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've been modelling myself on him ever since.
Hey, and Stu, I mean, you developed a special affinity for this one whilst cutting the clips this afternoon.
Yeah. That was a good 10 minutes I'll never get back. I feel sorry for Alina. I could sense her embarrassment when that was playing.
Can I say something quickly?
Go on.
Everyone has an opinion. It's just not for me. Tristan loves it.
I think if I were to say something about the song, I think honestly, if this song was in Eurovision today, I wouldn't even be mad. I don't even think it wouldn't fit because it is so unique, so special, so much its own that I think no matter what year this song would participate in, it would be just as iconic. And I wish we had more of these songs because let's be honest, we love Eurovision, but Eurovision's also a bit crap. So I love these kind of songs that just like embrace all of it at the same time.
Do you know what? I totally agree with what you've said there. And Stu, I sense, has just died a little inside. Just looking at that face.
It's reminding me of Pay TV from Melody Festival a few years ago. Very, very similar chord structures. And I wanted to kill myself when they were on stage. So that should tell you exactly how I feel.
Oh, and Michelle and Phil, do you have any memories of the 1980 contest?
Well, for once, I was only 6.
I must admit, I don't remember that particular song.
It looks like it's right up our street.
There's probably a reason why I don't remember that. But this is what I like about Eurovision. Everyone has got their own taste, even people with bad musical taste like Tristan.
Now, the reason I've come to you two last is because obviously Michelle's favourite Eurovision song has a connection with 1980. Any more hints as to?
Does it?
It does.
You picked it.
You picked it. Do you want to give us some hints?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I've just seen it on Wikipedia. You're right.
Well,
people are going to love this when they realise what it is.
You're in the Not a Proper Fan.
Yeah, I'm in the Not a Proper Fan Club. Well, anyway, this was sang by Sean Patrick Michael Sherrard. He was born on the 13th of May, 1954. So he's just in the age bracket of people I would marry. And he was born in Australia.
Interesting. Guys, have you got a clue at all from Michelle's hints?
No idea, but I think he's just moved abroad somewhere. He's probably living in a cave.
Tristan, any ideas?
He'll have gone back to Australia.
Well, they do call him Mr. Eurovision, I believe, don't they?
They may call him Mr.
They do on
Eurovision.
Wikipedia.
He may have also called the modern Eurovision Song Contest a karaoke contest as well. Right. But I do believe referenced in, was it Beautiful Song? And I'm trying to think who sung it.
Oh, gosh. Well, it was Latvia, wasn't it?
It was Latvia, Beautiful Song. I'm trying to think when. Anne-Marie in 2012. Good old Elliot. He's there tapping away on the private chat. So, guys, Mr. Eurovision.
He was also referenced in Dust in the Turkey. Let's not forget about that.
Oh, yes.
You can't be wrong with Dust in the Turkey.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you can, but, if you bake it at, 180 degrees for a few hours and, give it a good stuffing, then you get quite a nice meal. Right, guys, we are obviously talking about Mr. Eurovision. It's Johnny Logan. Let's play that song.
From now on, you'll be with someone else instead of me. So tonight, let's fill this memory. For the last time, hold me now. Don't cry, don't say a word, just hold me now. And I will know though we're apart, we'll always be together.
Oh, I'm welling up here.
I love it. This was my first Eurovision that I ever watched. My mum and dad had gone to the pub and left my brother in charge. So he stuck me in front of the telly and Eurovision was on. And it was amazing. And then at the end, he started singing it and he went, I can't sing anymore. And I thought, get a grip, man. And then I thought, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And I just think it's absolutely timeless. I think you would have to be soulless not to like this song.
Do you know what? I totally love it. I mean, I was alive, but before my time. Joe, I know this falls just outside your favourite Eurovision contest, and we'll come to you maybe for a song from 1986 very shortly. But what's your memories of 87?
Oh, 1980 or 87.
This was 1987. This one. It had a connection to 1980.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. Yeah, because I can remember both. The reason I'm sort of mentioning it is because I remember both. It's Johnny Logan, I remember in 1980 when he went. Literally, I remember my dad walking through the door after being to the pub and me just sort of saying, "Oh, we almost won, yay!" And then this one, in 87, to me, it was great to see him win again. It was just, he was a legend, and I was a massive Eurovision fan by then anyway. So to me, the first guy to win it twice, I was dancing around. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, and Elliot, you've got a fascinating fact about Johnny Logan. Is that I've read in the chat?
Not me. Maybe Alina.
Oh, no, it's Alina.
Name similar to me.
I can't read.
Swap me out, put her in.
Oh, do you know what? Let's get Alina in. Alina, what's your
better
fascinating
anyway.
fact?
Okay, so the first time I watched it, I was distracted by how many times he licked his lips during the performance, and I lost count. Like, you have to do that. Like, tomorrow, when you're in self-quarantine, watch the performance and count how many times he licks his lips. Please tell me the amount.
Do you know what? I love it, because we are making sure that these Eurovision entries never look the same again. From looking at Rybek's to eyebrows to now looking at Johnny Logan licking his lips. It's all there. Do you know what? Let's go to Joe next, because we're hovering around the 1980s. I've already given one clue. 1986. But give us some more.
Okay, if I give you this flag, the actual contest was held in Bergen. And the song was for the host country and had a reference to a certain famous playwright from Shakespeare from Stratford's very famous character.
Oh, would we say a famous tragic character by any chance?
Absolutely, and probably the most famous character, or one of the two most famous characters of the
Elliot's kind of revising GCSE English as we kind of.
No, he's thinking SpongeBob SquarePants.
Elliot,
Why do I come on these shows? I just get abuse.
Well, I'll tell you what, Elliot, if I ever asked you if you'd ever had a crush on a young Leonardo DiCaprio, would that help?
No, because I never did.
Oh.
No. Sorry.
Yeah, you might have seen films that Leonardo DiCaprio starred in. It's not even working for you, is it?
Yeah.
You know what, I'm just going to go to Martin.
Yeah, I've lost the plot. Move on.
Is this Romeo? It's not Romeo and Juliet, is it?
No.
That's Leonardo DiCaprio, isn't it? Or what? In
a
Shakespeare
remake, though.
A Shakespeare sort of film, or am I thinking totally? I thought it was something like Midsummer Night's Dream, but there you go.
No,
I'm totally off the plot.
You are on the plot. Drop the Juliet out of it. You get the Norwegian entry from 1986. Romeo.
What the hell was going on there?
I do listen to Jo, honestly. I do remember saying, no, that's her favourite song, and playing it on my show. But hey, what do I know? I've done 80 of them. I forget. So
they looked like they were kind of dancing like penguins on the North Pole. What was going on there?
It was a funny dance, and the thing is with him, he was he was famous for years and years after that in Norway. I think he's probably still is. He's a teacher now, and he's still got a group. And it wasn't. I watched a video not that long ago of him actually on stage singing this. So I mean, what is he in his 60s or something like that? Ketil Stocker, and he also represented them in 1990 as well with the Not So Nice Brandenburger tour. But yeah,
I quite like.
I love this song.
I quite like Brandenburger Tour, but I also quite like that. I like how they kind of coordinated their fashion with perhaps the United Kingdom entry that year as well.
And the thing is, he got if you do watch 86, I'm sure you all will some point in time. He does actually get the crowd going. They are, the three of them, the two dancers and him, they all get the crowd going. So everyone, there's this stoic. 1980s was I don't know, all these in 70s, all the crowd was sort of like that. They weren't dancing, were they? And you actually got them all on their feet, sort of, clapping along to Romeo. So it was great. And it was the third song on. So it just got the atmosphere going for the rest of the content. Really.
Stuart looks so impressed with it. I'm going to make a commitment here and now, Joe, that after Retrovision 1991, which you can be watching live on our YouTube channel next Friday, which is the 28th of March. The following Friday, just for you, Retrovision 1986. Come on, let's go back to the 80s. We're going to be stuck in the 80s. Oh, absolutely.
Let's be honest. The 80s were the peak of Eurovision. That's where it was just the best.
Exactly.
They were fab. Absolutely fantastic. You love 1986. Watch it.
I will.
Now, I'm going to defer to my co-host for the next song. We've only got 3 tracks left. Honestly, this is sad time. No, 4 tracks left. We've got Martin, we've got Elliot, we've got myself, we've got Stuart. We're going to take Stuart for the next one. Now, aside from the clue that you can't pronounce it, any other clues as to your favourite track?
So. So the country is Austria, and it was in the same year as a very, very, very bad year for the United Kingdom. Probably the worst year for the United Kingdom.
So the worst year for the United Kingdom, Elliot.
I mean, my mind instantly goes to 2003, and if that's the song I'm thinking from Austria, then oh dear God. Is that when he's dancing like this and says "little people with little hands" or something? Is he the one who swore on the BBC afterwards?
Oh yes,
it's the one with the best band we've ever had at Eurovision.
No. So Tom, this for me was a masterpiece, and sadly, the Eurovision audience, which don't always kind of get a little bit of humour at Eurovision, but this was 100% quality. This is Austria, 2003. Absolutely.
Do you know what, Stuart? I'd like to take this opportunity to say that I get a lot of flack for my music taste. and yet, whilst everyone's back is turned, pointing at me, and then we get comments, Little John UK, Alf Polly, and my favourite of that year came 6th, Masterpiece. How much do you pay these people, Stu?
I have no idea. I think I know Little John, though. I think I know Little John. I think we may have met in the toilets.
and I would, according to Tristan, and I'm looking in the private chat room, and you didn't like Telex.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Tristan has right to reply, but I think this was a really, really good song from Austria, but nobody ever got it, and they didn't get the humour factor to it, and that's what it was. It was really, really fun. One of my favourites. I'll always look back at 2003 with kind of there have been some really good songs, because there were some good songs that year, but there's also that UK horror show, which unfortunately you can't talk about your 2003 without talking about the UK getting 0 points and having their worst ever result. I mean, we've gone pretty close to matching it since. You know, we've tried to find a way to reduce the pain, but not to ignore the fact it was a pretty bad year for the UK, but good for Austria. That song finished 6th, Tom.
Well,
I don't know why.
I'm. Then again, that said, my favourite that year was also from a German-speaking country, and that was Lou. Let's Get Happy. So to be perfectly honest, I can't really talk when it comes to these things. I feel we were on level pegging, Stu, level pegging, and he's disappeared. Oh, do you know what, Martin? We're a few songs away from the final of this. Tell us about your all-time favourite Eurovision song. Give us some clues.
Yes, well, anybody who's ever read the blog or been on the radio show knows this anyway. It's France's last winner. So we're back in 1977, back in London, in a building that doesn't exist anymore. And it's a lady on her own, sort of singing a traditional sort of chanson type ballad and doing it brilliantly. Last on, she wasn't one of the favourites. I think she's sort of down 5th or 6th, and she just blew everybody away, including Mike Moran and Lindsay DePaul. So so that's my favourite ever song for Eurovision.
And Nicholas, any guesses?
Oh, I don't think I'm old enough to guess that.
Oh.
I know which one it is, but I can't pronounce it. I don't know really what it's called, but I know which one it is.
Do you know what? I'm going to try in my best French. Le Sou l'enfant. Is it Le Sou et l'enfant? Oh, people are just shaking their heads at me. Do you know what?
L'oiseau et l'enfant.
L'oiseau et l'enfant.
L'oiseau et l'enfant.
I clearly need a refund from my non-existent French tutor. Stu, just play the song.
Oh, le bateau dansant sur les vagues, ivre de vie, d'amour et de vent. Belle la chanson naissante des vagues, abandonnée au sable blanc.
One to sway to.
And Martin, why is this one of your favourites?
I mean, I've really always loved French language, being sung. So it's, in a way, it's nice that the French have always continued doing that. And she just sings it so beautifully. She's got great backing singers as well. And also she's a great singer. She could sort of pick it up from nowhere, sort of a cappella, it was just amazing. So it was one of the first few Eurovisions I ever saw, so it's sort of always stuck in my head, and it's always been my favourite ever entry, even now. So nothing else has topped that.
And Little John UK says it's the one that didn't reach rock bottom for the UK. Obviously, if you'd have picked up on Martin's pleas, Lindsay DePaul and Mike Moran represented the United Kingdom that year, coming second with the song Rock Bottom. Yes, one of just 15 second places the UK has racked up across 64 years of Eurovision. Phil and Michelle, do you have any memories of the 1977 contest? Was this one of the first contests you watched, or?
I was only 3.
As I said, do you have any memories?
No.
I sort of vaguely, I remember Lindsay DePaul and Mike Moran, and I remember this song. I have to say, this is when France actually, made an effort to send their own songs. And, I was disappointed this year with their entry, but I hope France can sort of come back to this sort of quality of song again.
Yeah, I like it. And I like the fact that they do stick to their own language. It's nice. There's something, there's something nice about that.
Yeah, but I mean, France has got a history of songwriting, and I hope they go back to that and, go back to their own talent and not try and ship in some.
No, well, anyway, I like it. No, shut up about that. About this song. I liked it.
Oh. Now there are two songs left, 3 if you count the bonus track. Everything's got to have a bonus track, which must mean we're going to, apparently according to Stu, this is the lookalike for the cute one out of JLS in the private chat. And if everyone else is as clueless as I am with that clue, we're talking about Elliot. Give us some hints, Elliot.
Okay, so we're going back to Norway. It's another Norwegian song. The actual singer of the song isn't credited on the song, and it caused a bit of a stir in the lead up because of the bridge of the song has what they called pre-recorded vocals in it.
Okay. Tristan, any guesses?
No, not. No, but it must be fairly recent.
I think any song that Elliot picks would be fairly recent. I'm just gonna throw that one out there.
Oh, I've got it.
Go on, what are we thinking then?
It's the name of the band's all in capital letters.
Elliot's nodding his head. Joust. DJ, play that song.
I'm gonna grab the moment. I'm gonna kill that voice in my head. I don't care about falling. I'm gonna grab the moment. I wanna kill that voice in my head.
So Elliot, grab the moment. Tell us why this is your favourite song.
I just remember it out of nowhere, just feeling like a really breath of fresh air sort of song. You know, we hadn't had anything, for me, anything that sort of like electronic and powerful. And, you know, Alexander Wollman, the singer, he just sang it with such control and ease every single time. And considering he wasn't meant to be put on the song and got thrown in last second to sing. And I remember watching MGP and they weren't expected to win at all. It was meant to be like Ulrike or, you know, someone else. And they've completely stormed it. And, you know, having spoken to them both as well, they're both lovely people. It's a great song with an amazing message as well. And I just, you know, 3 years on it just still sticks with me and I still listen to it. So it's just, there's something about this song I just absolutely adore. And I think it's Alexander's voice. His voice is fantastic.
Hey. And do you know what? I think you're right about that. You've grabbed the moment well, young Elliot. Any favourite memories of, now hang on, Elliot, was it 2017, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you know what? I just had a momentary lapse, I'm not gonna lie. There's so many years floating around in my head right now. I'm just like, Joe, favourite memories 2017.
LEP, I think, and meeting Joust and Alexander, and it was wonderful. They're lovely, lovely people. I have to say they deserved it. I mean, there's so many memories of 2017. You got Francesco was there as well, wasn't he? And I mean, he was also absolutely fantastic. So.
And Phil and Michelle, 2017. Any favourite memories?
Yeah, I would agree. Francesco was good. It was the year we didn't go because we were planning to go to Kiev and then we chickened out.
No, we went to Switzerland instead.
Yeah, well, we saw it in York, didn't we?
Oh, was that the York one?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
York one,
Yeah, we're on a boat in York with rodders. Enough said. I don't remember it.
But a lot of drinking. Yeah.
Neither does he.
No, it was one of those years that we wish we'd got. It was a good year.
Yeah, I didn't particularly like that one. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I thought there were some really good songs in 2017. I just can't name any.
No.
Well, also we had the fantastic Lucy James.
Can I just say I had three songs?
Oh yeah.
I had 3 songs in 2017 I could have put in. So also Lucy Jones and the Austrian song were very, very close. That was probably my favourite year.
Yeah,
it was an amazing year of songs.
Yeah, all 3 of them are bad.
And Sean, any regrets about 2017?
Yeah, I didn't go. I'm gutted that I didn't go. But I did put a bet on the bookies and win 80 quid on Moldova, Hey Mama, Sunstroke Project. So me Eurovision bestie Denise, she came up all the way from Exeter to watch it at our house as you're staying over, and we went to the bookies in the morning. We both put the same bet on. We both won 80 quid. So
Hey.
good days, yeah.
Oh, do you know what? Yes, I love it when a plan comes together. Hey, that do you know what? That I had a very similar experience. 2014 semi-final, common linnets. Within the first 5 seconds, I decided it was winning that semi-final, and got 40-1 on them. And by the time the song had finished, I'd already put the bet on, but by the time the song had finished, they were 3-1 to win that semi. I was just like, yes. We all love moments like that. Come on, true Eurovision fans. Stuart, just a bad influence. That's all I'm going to say. Now, guys, there is another song that sadly has not made it into everyone's top 2 this evening. This is where the audience participation goes, oh. Yeah, okay. So, guys, I am talking about the 2019 winner of Eurovision, the wonderful Duncan Lawrence, and the fantastic song Arcade. Let's take a listen. And Elliot, what's our favourite memories of last year?
The contest in general, or just Arcade?
just in general.
I'm not sure, actually. There was actually so many good memories from it. Because obviously, we had... Actually, no, I'm going to pick one. It's actually going to be when Michaela got called through. Because, that was just a moment of pure happiness and explosion of relief as well. Because, she was hyped up to do so well. And they left her right until the end. And that entire team, including Destiny, who was there, looked so nervous about what was going to happen. And it was just such a wonderful moment. But I also did love when the lampshade in the Dutch performance just goes, all right, see ya, bye, and just goes out of shot again. I just laugh every time I see that. I know I shouldn't, but it just makes me giggle. Comes down, does 30 seconds, gone again. It's like, all right, bye.
Hey. And Nicholas, your favourite memory from last year?
Yeah, I mean, in general, it was a fantastic Eurovision year, great songs. But I gotta say, and sorry to be cheesy, but I'm gonna have to do it. Really building up ESC Fan TV, doing our first national final shows, getting to be on this show a bunch, really falling in love with Eurovision again. Get the chance to share my love with some people. That was definitely my favorite moment of last year.
Oh, and we love you too.
And now you're stuck with us forever.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Phil and Michelle.
I've actually got 2.
We can only have one.
Well, they're both from the final. We were in the green room on the final, and the first one was when Hattori came up with the Palestine flags, and a big burly security guard came and took them off them and looked quite cross. And the second one was, is it Mickey from Spain when he was performing? And the whole of the artists in the green room did a massive conga line. It was absolutely hilarious. It was brilliant.
Well, my favourite bit was in the semi-final. We were at the front of the barrier, and Hattori came on. And I don't take pictures when I'm watching something because I believe you should watch it. But I took a picture of them because they actually look sticky.
Oh, I have to say though, I loved Mickey's performance. I'm just kind of, I've gone back to that kind of that's my zen place. I always remember one of my favourite memories actually, and I think Joe will back me up on this. And I actually, to anyone, look up the interview we did with Mickey, with Joe did with Mickey last year. And Joe, for anyone that doesn't know, Joe knits the little felt flags and does sweetie bags for the contestants. And she handed Mickey his flag and bag of sweets, and it was like Christmas had come. It was like a visit from Santa. It was so
He
sweet.
loved it. He
Oh.
did love it, and he's such a lovely guy as well. I can't begin to tell you, he was just so humble, such a lovely person to interview and talk to, and hug and everything. That I just wish he'd done a bit better on the night because he really deserved it. It was like him. It's my third favourite from the whole of last year.
Now, guys, obviously I can't. I left one song till last. And, it's the joy of hosting, actually. I get to leave one of my favourite songs till last. This is a year that I think the Netherlands should have won the contest. I'm going to take you back to the late 90s. Does anyone want to hazard a guess?
Late 90s? Oh, gosh, I know.
Could it be someone who was supposed to be on the Eurovision stage this year?
It could well be. Someone who I've actually waited to see perform live for ages, and I know I will in the future. Anyone want to hazard a guess?
Was it Ruth Jacot?
Late 90s, Stuart. You're muddling up your names again.
Oh, okay.
We are talking about the wonderful Edicelia Rombly, Hemel and Ada. Stuart, let's play the song. Oh, and Alina, was my pronunciation that bad?
A bit. Hemel. It's Hemel and Aarde.
As I said, Emil and what was it? Ada.
Hemel and Aarde.
Yeah, it's never going to work.
Hemel and Aarde.
It's a bit like trying to teach Stu how to pronounce things properly. It just doesn't happen. That's what makes it so good.
But nice try.
Guys, I'm gonna come to the UK people with this because obviously 1998 was a special year for the UK as well because it's the last time the United Kingdom hosted the contest as well. Phil and Michelle, any favourite memories of 1998?
I've slept since then. What are you talking about?
Oh,
was that the one that was in Aragon?
That's it. I didn't even hear what you said. I didn't even hear. I'm so sorry.
Birmingham.
It's Birmingham.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
No, I had 2 kids and was going through a divorce in 1998. I don't know what was going on.
Now, someone who I know went to Birmingham that year, although perhaps didn't actually get into the arena, was Joe.
I was just about to put you out. I was about to message saying yes, I was sort of there. I was because obviously it was my home city, and I didn't get tickets. I couldn't afford them at the time. I had a stingy, very ex-husband who was horrible. But yeah, we had I was hanging around on the Saturday, and I will never forget Gildo, but from Germany. He was actually balanced on the canal. On a wall on the canal, and someone was going along on the barge, and they went, "Gildo, don't jump," and he said, "No, tonight I sing, tomorrow I jump," and I'll never forget that one.
Do you know what I have to say that 1998 fantastic contest, and just some general life advice about Eurovision. If your partner dislikes Eurovision, get a new partner. I think that's always that
was me.
The advice to take. Elliot, you must have seen 1998.
I have since, yes, I have gone back and watched it. But the one that does stand out for me is, for obvious reasons, Donne International. That was such a monumental victory, not only for the composition and for Israel, but also just for the LGBT community. What she stood for. I think that's such an amazing victory. She's still an icon now. Shame she came back in 2011 and couldn't sing her song properly. But the Diva will always be an iconic song, and I still want the shoulder padded feathers one day.
Yay! Tristan, 1998 memories.
There was a great contest. I was going to say Gildo Horn, but I think a special mention also to Belgium. Dewey, fantastic song. I'm not normally a ballad person. That song just absolutely melted my heart. It's lovely.
Hey. And a final comment from Sean as well.
Yeah, I remember Ulrika Johnson's faux pas in the voting sequence.
Yes, a long time ago, was it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I wet myself, not literally, but yeah. Brilliant.
Anyone, please take a look at it. Now, guys, it's been a super-sized show this evening, but all good things must come to an end. It's been fantastic sharing some Euro memories with all of you this evening for this really special show. But it is time to say goodbye. And the first thing I'd like to do is say goodbye to ESC Fan TV's golden couple, Phil and Michelle. Thanks for being on.
Bye. Bye.
Big thanks to the lovely Joe.
Oh, thank you so much for having us tonight, and everyone on the chat as well. Bye.
Hey. Big thanks to Martin.
Yes, goodbye everyone. Good to have a chat and make everybody a bit happier. It's definitely made me a bit happier after what's happened today anyway.
Exactly. If all else fails, let's go to our happy place. Big thanks to Tristan.
Yeah, thank you. It's really fun. What a great show. And yeah, fantastic. Lifted my spirits, no end.
Hey, big thanks to Sean.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant show. Thanks very much for making me part of it. Let's have more like this. This was really good. And thank God nobody said the C word. Eh?
Hey.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Big thanks to Nicholas.
Yes, thank you. Stay safe, everyone. Wash your hands. Listen to your favorite Eurovision songs while you wash your hands.
Hey, big thanks to Elliot.
Thank you, guys. We'll get through this. It only felt like yesterday we were seeing Duncan Lawrence win. A year will fly by, but support the artists between now and next year because they need it as well. And it looks like quite a few are being offered the chance to return in 2021 anyway. Yeah, so
good.
Look, don't give up hope. We'll be all right.
Hey.
And thank you for this evening. And sod you all who criticised my taste and my age.
Can I also offer one final criticism? Because obviously all good things come in threes.
You're going to, so yes.
No bandana tonight, Elliot.
I didn't have time. I literally ran into my dance centre. I was running late. I was like, sod it. This will do.
Elliot, you've got hair.
Next time we're coming in a wig. Fuck it. Round here.
Big thanks to Alina.
Thanks for having me. And like Siri said, storms don't last forever.
Yeah, as you would have seen for our... Yeah, guys, if you just joined in, go back to the beginning. We started off with Surrey's Storm for a reason, guys, because, it doesn't last forever. Now, things that don't last forever, obviously, we not being here doesn't last forever. Stu, tell them about tomorrow.
Yeah, before I do, Tom, I'm going to just say a nice little segue into what I was going to say next from Alina. So Suri did say storms will not last forever. She also said we're going to hold our hands together. Just make sure you wash your hands first. Anyway, talking about tomorrow, Tom, we are going to continue with the Eurovision ESC Fan TV season, but we're going to do it a bit differently. So we're going to cover the songs and we're going to talk about what we think of them without having to go into the detail around what we think they'll do in Rotterdam, because obviously that's not going to happen. We're not going to talk about that today. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central European time, we will Central European time, not Central European Tom. Just made up a new time. Maybe somewhere in the world there's a Central European Tom.
New Tom zone.
Hey!
It sounds like the name of like some really kitsch song, the Central European Tom.
Yeah, it sounds like a Eurovision song, doesn't it?
Anyone watching this and wants to write the song, please do it.
Oh, I'll get going. You'll see me at Dance Melodikan for next year with that song.
Hey!
So those still in the chat room tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central European time. we will be taking a look at the Greek entry for this year, Cleopatra. No, it's not, is it? Do you know what? I'm not.
Should I do it? Is Cleopatra one too many? Or
we haven't done a 2-hour show for fucking ages. I'm pissed and I'm knackered. We are doing the Greek song tomorrow. We're doing the French song, and then we're doing the Serbian song. Hasta la vista, baby.
Do you know what? And could I just thank Stu for Stu and Nicholas actually, because we decided to do a show very, very late in the day today, and Nicholas and Stu worked incredibly hard to get all the video clips together, and I think they just deserve an extra special thank you. So we're going to give you a big thank you as well for that. And guys, we are back tomorrow, 8 p.m. GMT, 9 p.m. Central European time. And if you sat at home, you're wondering what to do, don't forget Retrovision 1991's coming around the corner. Take a tune into the 1991 contest, and then you can contribute live to our opinions on that as well when that runs around next Friday, 28th. Again, 9 p.m. Central European time. Until then, though, guys, stay safe, keep washing those hands, and it's bye for now. Bye-bye!
Bye!